So not Chicago Sky. I've been talking too much about the Sky. This Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever are facing off against the Atlanta Dream today, and this is gonna be a real tough one. Like, this is going to genuinely be one of those tough games that it may not seem it record wise, but this is a team way better than their record suggests. Look, with Ryan Howard, they're above 500 this season. Like, that has to be taken into account, that when Ryan Howard is on the floor, this team is above 500. And if you guys agree and you guys are interested in watching the game, I will be live. Subscribe. We're trying to hit 28.1k by the end of the day. But it's going to be a really, really tough one for those teams trying to compete. With the Dream, especially the teams at the bottom, expecting this to be an easy win, especially for fans. Because for fans, this is not nearly like this. You think it's a formality? Oh, they're what, 10-18? They are 10-8, I think, with Ryan Howard on the floor. So it's gonna be real tough, and this is how the Fever are gonna have to win this game. So if we watch the Indiana Fever, how they have played against the they played them twice and they beat them twice against the Atlanta Dream. They beat the Dream the first time they played in what was, I'll say it was probably the worst game Caitlin Clark has played in her career. Other than like the 3-point, other than what the Liberty put her through. Like, this is where the one time you were like, she is not right. It was, do you guys remember back when the Dejanay Carrington situation happened? Is this preseason? Yeah, so it was preseason to beat them. But it was the Dejanay Carrington game. So they won by 7 points here. They put up 91. But like, Caitlin Clark in this game was 3 of 11 from the field and had 7 points. She had 7 points, 7 turnovers, and 6 assists. Although, towards the end, she did step up, got some great assists to Aaliyah Boston. But, like, this game was give the ball to Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin go stand in the corner. You can see there only 6 assists. She barely had the ball in her hands. This is the one where after the game she was so angry that she just started, you could see her shooting after it. Like, Caitlin Clark was not right after this game, and they still won. But if you're looking at the Dream, Ryan Howard balled out, but Tina Charles was terrible. She was terrible. Aaliyah Boston destroyed her. Alicia Gray was fine, I guess. Parker Tyus gave them buckets, because every power forward gives a team with Alyssa Smith starting power forward buckets. And then the next time they played the Atlanta Dream was a completely different story. Like, a little bit of a different game, but like, they were up 20-something points in this game. They were up 15 in the first quarter. I think they put 34 in the first quarter, if I remember. 35 in the first quarter. They were 15 at some stage in the second quarter. Up 16 at halftime. Like, it looked like a game where they were cruising, and then the Dream brought it back. But like, this is without Ryan Howard, and Tina Charles gives you 24. If Tina Charles can give you 24, and she's only averaging 13 and 10. If she can give you, at this age, 34 or 24 points, you're not going to beat them. If you can, you have to hold Alicia Gray to around 15. Like, 4 of 17 shooting for Alicia Gray. Just stop fouling her like they did the last time. But the last time was ridiculous. The ref blew just the whistles constantly. But for the Fever, Caitlin Clark I thought she had done better in this game, but like, obviously watching the game is a bit different. This was during the Caitlin Clark not shooting era. She had 16 points on 12 shots. Was 4 of 8 from 3. Shot 1 free throw in the game. Had 7 assists, 7 turnovers. Like, early on in the game, I'm pretty sure Caitlin Clark had like 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 points in the first quarter, and I was like, yeah, triple-double watch. Yeah, not so much. But like, this was even before the Fever started really playing. Like, Alyssa Smith then had 21 on them, and in fairness, Parker Tyus did nothing this time. So, yeah, this was just one of those weird games, especially without Ryan Howard, where the Atlanta Dream, just the only team they beat was the Sun somehow. But for the Fever to win today, the Dream really struggled that second time with pace. I remember that vividly, that the Dream really, really, really struggled when when Indiana pushed the floor. So, I'll say, especially with the pace that Indiana are playing at right now, and like the last time the Fever played, like, this is how long ago it was. Christy Wallace was still starting. Like, the last time these two teams played, Christy Wallace was a starter. And yeah, Christy Wallace is not only not a starter, she is so far out of the rotation. It's not even funny. Oh, Katie Lou Samuelson had double digits the last time they played. I didn't even realize that. But the pace is what they're going to really need. Like, the pace is what's going to separate this team right here in this game. Like, you just cannot slow the game down against this Atlanta team. They don't have the speed to keep up. Alicia Gray does. Ryan Howard does at times. But if you've ever watch Ryan Howard play, Ryan Howard could give you 30 or she could give you 9. Like, she is, even the 3-on-3 in the Olympics, she is either the best player, she will either win you a game or she'll shoot you out of a game. She is one of those, the archetype. They are way more prevalent in women's basketball than men's. Your inconsistent, streaky shot chuckers. Again, it's a role that has been relegated almost to the bench in men's basketball. At least she's not 5'0", like some of the players are. But like, no, Ryan Howard is going to be a tough matchup for any team, especially because she's just that much bigger. She's that much bigger than a Kelsey Mitchell. I'm trying to think of the matchups. You're probably looking at Caitlin Clark and Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada is going to be able to do a good job of stopping Caitlin Clark in those one-on-one situations. But the problem is that when you're getting Tina Charles involved in pick and rolls, or like Hillman involved in pick and rolls, they're not going to be able, like, especially Tina Charles. If you can get Tina Charles in that pick and roll, she's like pushing 40. She's not going to be able to blitz up on that like some other players are. Getting Caitlin Clark going downhill, because if you're trying to run Caitlin Clark off a billion screens, I think Jordan Canada is going to do a great job of guarding Caitlin Clark. She's one of the best defensive point guards in the W. But if you're able to push the floor and just run, you're going to get looks, which is what the Minnesota Lynx were able to stop. They stopped the fast break almost in its entirety. But my predictions for the game is I'm going to go Fever by 6. I'll go Fever by 6. And I'll say Caitlin Clark to have... I'm going to say the top scorer in the game will be Ryan Howard. I think Caitlin Clark's going to have 25, 7 boards, and 25-7, and how many assists will I give her today? I think just from the pick and roll for her to Aaliyah Boston, I'll give her 13 assists. I'll go 25, 7, and 13. That is my projection for Caitlin Clark. I think the top scorer on the Indiana Fever is going to be Aaliyah Boston. I give Aaliyah Boston 27, and I'm going to go Kelsey Mitchell 21. I don't think anyone else is going to score in double digits. So yeah, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.